You're watching Hexas TV, and with everybody going back to university, we decided that a good thing to talk to you about would be a revision guide. So we've got here, this is a Kaplan's Guide to Passing Exams. Now I know it doesn't say revision guide on it, but if you're in a shop and you're looking for something to revise with, or to help you revise, because it's not a natural thing for most people, then you may pick this book up. That would be pretty much the start of your problems. Revising effectively and being able to learn stuff for exam purposes is very tricky to do. Sometimes you've got to learn stuff parrot fashion, yeah, so you just literally just know it, such as square roots, yeah, so square root of 169, 13, so on and so forth, right? And some stuff you need to understand to then be able to apply it. So a lot of maths, you need to actually understand the processes, so then you can just drop numbers in however it goes. The same with chemistry. Now, learning all of that and putting all of that together is a complicated process, which is why exams are hard. Otherwise, they'd be easy, like they are today. Well, don't flame me, I'm just saying. But Kaplan's Guide here, written by Stuart Pedley Smith, doesn't really hit the mark in what I would expect to have as an exam guide. First off, it says here on the back here, a little bio about the writer here, Senior Lecturer at Kaplan Financial and is qualified accountant specialising in financial management. So why he's writing an exam guide, I'm not really sure. Guide to passing exams even. But let's go into the book a little bit. It starts off saying that you can dip anywhere into the book at all. You don't need to read it in order, depending on where you've advanced to. But I think that you're going to basically be kind of like one of those guys who decides that he can do a triathlon, yeah, having just finished off a really big bag of Doritos and one of those 4 selection dips that you get from Tesco's, i.e. fat chubber like me, because there's no way in hell that you can read any individual chapter of this book and understand what's going on.
I think the key to understanding that book is starting from the back.
Key to understanding the book, as Hayley says, is maybe starting from the back. Now Hayley has a really big bugbear with the back of the book actually. First one is the references. Hayley, explain what's wrong with the references.
Well, I've just gone through 3 years at university.
Don't you say dissertation. You're not allowed to say the word dissertation.
3 years at university.
3 years at university.
And the whole 3 years, for every piece of work that we put in, including our dissertation.
She said the word dissertation. Alright, go on.
We were constantly reminded of how to reference.
Okay, just in case the microphone didn't pick that up, you're constantly reminded how to reference. And the way you reference is, you do surname, then you do initial, then you do year, then you do book title and publisher, and then location. Is that correct? Yeah. So, for example, here where it says,
and it's the location where the book has been published. Usually, all of the details are in the front of a book that you're referencing. Yeah,
there you go. See, okay, so the references have all been written out wrong. Okay. Now,
another thing about the references is that they will have to be in alphabetical order, and they're not.
Right,
and
not in alphabetical order.
So do the websites, and all he has done for the websites, he's literally written Wikipedia. No.
Yeah, he's got that here. I can see it here. I'm going to read this out. It says Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia. There's not even a comma between Wikipedia and the free.
And there's no references to where they are in the book.
Yeah.
So where the references have been taken.
Problems I have with it. First off, is it starts off with things that really are just common sense. Okay. Things such as motivation start with what you want. Work towards motivational goals. Well, yeah, just set yourself motivational goals. Also, confusingly, through the book, I think basically what this guy did was he sat down and decided to write this book after having just watched Forrest Gump and read Lewis Carroll. Because we've got a quote here, Forrest Gump. Can I have a ride? Where are you going? I don't care. Okay? 2 pages in front there, we've got a quote from Alice in Wonderland. Would you please tell me which way I want to go from here? That depends a good deal on where you want to get to, said the cat. I don't much care where, said Alice. Then it doesn't matter which way you go. Based on the same sort of themes, yeah? Which I presume is poking at the theme of revising in a structured manner. And we've got here, stick away, past it, towards. But if you just flip through a little bit further, oh look, here we go, there's another, look, I've literally opened it to a random page, a Forrest Gump quote. Remember what I told you, Forrest, you're no different from anybody else. And this is talking about IQ. Now this is the big problem I have with this book, is that it's trying to teach you so much about how your brain works to do an exam, that there's not going to be any room for what you need to know, the facts, for the exams you're supposed to be doing. And this is the issue. This is maybe something which would become second nature. It does discuss things such as starting a car. What do you do when you get in a car? Well, most people go, well, just get in the car and drive off. What you actually do is you get your keys out of your pocket, put them in the lock, turn, open the door, yeah, get in the car, strap your seatbelt in, close the door, then put the key in the lock, set the key in the ignition, check the car's in neutral, put your foot on the clutch, turn it. You know, there's a whole load of processes, which is fine. It's a fair point to make. But filling someone's head with that, when what they really need to be doing is filling it with the understanding of the subject that they're revising for, isn't helpful. It really isn't helpful. So this is maybe one of those books which you read all through the year to put yourself in the right frame of mind. It even talks about how memories are stored, yeah, which is fine, yeah, great, but I'm not a biology student.
I think it's a good book to have with you as a constant, not just before your exams.
I think it's one of those things which you wouldn't sit down, you wouldn't go, right, I've got to do revision for 8 subjects for GCSE. Is that how many they do this at the minute? I did 11 O-levels, so
I did.
It's 8 subjects normally for GCSE.
8 usually, it's, yeah.
So this isn't something which you walk into a shop and buy in that month you get off of school when you should be revising and really just go and get pissed every night, alright? Which is what you did, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, right. This is one of those books which you should buy, and it's something you absorb slowly over time, yeah? So it's just basically points you along the right road. This isn't going to give you the answers. It doesn't have any test papers in there. It tells you how to break questions down, which is helpful. It doesn't have test papers in there. Test papers are the easiest things, the easiest way to revise, because the questions come up over and over again. The examining boards are a bit lazy and boring. So yeah, this is something which I think if you're going to get the most use out of it, you want to be having this well before you're ever going to start revising. You want this now, yeah, rather than in sort of like end of May, beginning of June, when you've actually got to start revising for the exams which you're going to be having, like, you know, all the way through June. So there you go. That is our take on Kaplan's Guide to Passing Exams. It's not a revision guide. It's more of just a general, this is how you should approach the whole thing sort of thing. And you can't dip into it. It's too confusing. You need to read it cover to cover. We have had a go at reading it cover to cover, and I've got to say, personally, I may just be old-fashioned. I just plumb don't agree with some of the stuff that's in here, but that does not mean that someone else might not agree with, might agree with it, purely because everyone's different. So there you go. I'm going to leave it fairly neutral. Personally, I'm going to say no, but you guys might find it very, very useful indeed. So we've got how many copies? We've got 2 copies to give away, haven't we? Well, 2 copies to give away. Okay, and how are we going to give this away? What were we going to do? We were going to do a little competition, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If I look in the index in the back here, okay, it's got the word, because it's a guide to passing exams, it's got the word exam listed in the back here, alright? And what I need you to do is I need you to tell me how many pages, according to the index, is the word exam mentioned on. Alright? So, closest number wins. Alright? If it comes out down to a tie break, then we've got 2 books to give away. So if 2 of you get the same number, I'll be impressed. If 3 of you get the same number, we'll have a little tie break. And the tiebreaker can be come up with 15 words or less, come up with another use for this exam guide other than using it as an exam guide to passing exams. Check us in on HSTV for more completely useless reviews of stuff which you don't really need.